Hey guys, I'm in the mall parking lot. I'm gonna return some creatine chews. I'll show you why here. Because I bought the lemon burst flavor, but I like the fruit punch flavor. And you can return things at GNC. They don't care if you've opened them and tried them. If you don't like them, you can always exchange them or whatever. So keep that in mind. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my judges' feedback and just like my take on the whole competition. I had 2 different judges email me about, you know, what they thought I could do better. The first one talked about how I need to come in sharper. And so I asked for clarification on that because I'm like, what do you mean? Like my performance or my body? Like tighter, leaner, what? And she said, a little leaner but tighter. And so I'm like, what the freak's the difference? Like, you're going to look tighter if you're leaner, right? So anyways, I know that I need to go in leaner. That's one of the things that I was really upset about after the competition. And I talk about, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram post about how people get like a little depressed after a competition instead of feeling really good about themselves and accomplished. Only so many girls can be winners like in the top 5 or an overall champion or whatever. And I think that we let our placement get to us too much, or for whatever reason we're just not happy with what happened the day of the competition, even though we've been happy with our physique all the way up into the competition, you know. I wasn't happy after because I felt I could have come in tighter and I should have known better and I should have been more strict with my diet. And one of the things that I'm going to change next time is, I did If It Fits Your Macros up until, you know, the day of the show, but there was a lot of processed food, but I just think I was lazy with my prep and I should have been better about, you know, eating the more natural type foods like rice, chicken, even steak, potatoes, oatmeal, things like that. And I did eat my chicken and my rice and stuff, but I just feel like the closer you get to a show, you should kind of wean off the processed foods, wean off the crappy foods that have other things in them that you're not taking into account when you're just counting your macros. So I'm going to try and clean things up with my next cut. I'm not going to do a 14-week cut like I did. It's just too long for my brain. And although I feel that a long cut is better for your body, you have to be able to handle it, you know, psychologically. So I think I'll do more of like an 8-week cut next time and just really be strict about it and on top of my game. So that's my plan, to come in tighter. The other thing she said was that my suit was too small in the back. And yeah, it is small, but she said she couldn't see it, like she couldn't see the fabric from her vantage point. And I talked to her about that via email and this other judge, and I basically came to the conclusion that I was bending over too far and then the fabric got lost. And what I was trying to do was really show that hammy glute separation, but what I ended up doing was flattening out the top of my glutes by bending over so far, and so it lost its shape. And so I'm going to try and not bend over as far. Also, the other judge told me that I should point my feet forward instead of out. When you point it out, you get that nice bubble on the side of your butt and then your quad, but he said too much of my quad was showing, and if I point it forward, it'll have just a nice slope down and exaggerate my shape from behind. So it'll show like more glute, less quad, which accentuates the glutes. Also, the first judge told me that I need to open my shoulders, and what I think she means is because I was kind of like tightening my shoulders back and popping them out. And she said just open them, and so I think instead going like this and having that scrunch in the back just to kind of let them open. Male judge said I looked good from the front. I didn't mention anything about being leaner, but the female judge did, and I know that I should have come in leaner. Not to bend over, feet forward, relax shoulders. And oh, he also said try crossing my legs, which would also accentuate or exaggerate my shape from behind. So I'm going to take all those things into account, play around with it, keep you guys in the loop, and post a posing video for you. And then some other things I wanted to talk about was my tan. I had green armpits and green hands. I put on deodorant in the morning, came home, showered, and then washed off my deodorant, even shaved it, and then went to my tanning appointment later on that night. But I think some of the residue from the deodorant, or maybe because I had a black top on and like just sweating, maybe that was just the combination of like the fabrics, deodorant, and sweat made me turn green. So I'm gonna try and not do that. Also, I didn't feel like I was dark enough, and so they think because you're bikini that you don't need to be as dark, but sometimes they go too light. So just by the second coat, I'll tell them, like, be generous, you know, I want to be dark, because it just looks better on stage. And if you look at my top 5 shot, me and the other girl at the end were lighter skinned, and the darker skin just looks better. I'm not saying I would have placed higher, because I wouldn't have, but it just looks better. And then let's see, what does that say? Oh, something that I might do different next time is what I chose to eat on the day of the show. I really want to clean it up the day of the show, maybe have a snack, a sugary snack before I get on stage. But I don't know, I think I just had too much sodium. I felt like I retained some water that I shouldn't have been retaining, and I was just way too relaxed and like whatever about the whole thing. And next time I think I just need to be more strict and like stay on top of it harder, because this is an expensive sport and I want to make sure that I'm doing, you know, my best if I'm going to be spending this type of money. So it kind of made me cranky. I think that's it for my post-comp thoughts, except that I want to talk to you guys about like the attitude of everything. So you get all excited, you're looking your best, you're doing your hardest in the gym and with your diet. Well, I didn't, but I am gonna do better next time. And then you go to the show and then you feel like crap afterwards, and that's not okay. You look your best, you should be so proud of yourself. And even like, I've placed in the top 5 both shows that I've been to, so I should be really happy, right? But the second show, I just walked away feeling like I should have come in tighter. I don't know why I did that. I was so sloppy, blah, blah, blah. Why did I do that? And my peak week was like up and down. Like, oh, I feel lean, I'm going to eat more because I can, you know? And that's just not what we should do. So, I just hope that you guys keep in mind that it's not about like your placing so much. It's about attaining your personal goals, and wherever they place you, they place you. But you shouldn't feel bad about yourself, because all of those girls are working just as hard and being just as strict with their diets as you are, if not more. And I just feel like it's okay for them to place above you. You still probably look better than 90% of the population. So that's that. I was looking into some INBF shows, but there's no I don't know. There was like a Sacramento show in July of next year, but it's only figure and bodybuilding. And I've been entertaining the idea of doing a figure competition, but I just don't like the poses, honestly. I don't like the suit. Their bodies are attractive, but I feel like the way that they flex and pose isn't really that attractive. But I feel like another reason why I'm considering figure is because it's a little less subjective, and I found myself like getting kind of angry about, not angry, but just like annoyed with people doing bikini that just basically dieted down to scrawny. I feel like if you're in a bodybuilding competition, even though it's the lowest division, even though it's bikini, you should still look like you lift weights, that you're building your body and working out, that you have a healthy look, not a sick, I starved myself look. And what bugs me about that is that these women place, and not necessarily in my height class, but that doesn't give off a good, like, it's not a very good example for other people to look at and be like, oh my gosh, she looks so good, she starved herself and now she's skinny. It's like, it should look like you're fit, you work out, you're toned, you're also lean, but not just so lean and just beanpole-like, you know what I mean? You should have some shape to your quads, shape to your glutes, and nice, you know, lean torso, but also shape to your shoulders and your back. And I feel like you should look healthy. And I don't judge women individually by the way that they look, because I know some of those beanpoles probably worked really, really hard, and they dieted down, and they were working hard in the gym and maybe over cardioed, I don't know, by their trainers. But when a judge places them above somebody else that has clearly had more weight training and gym time, and their physique is more mature, and they look just as good except healthier and fuller, I feel like those people should place higher than just the scrawny chick. That's just me. I've been the scrawny chick, but I wasn't on stage, you know, build some muscle. And definitely I encourage everybody to do competitions, even if you look scrawny, but I feel like the judges should know better, you know? Like, I don't know. It just bugs me. And it bugs me, I don't know. It just bugs me. So, I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't want to listen to me complain, but there's politics and stuff in it, and I let it get to me a little bit this time. And so it's kind of pushing me towards the figure division, just because there's not as many girls, for one. I don't have to wait all day to do open bikini, and it's just more objective, slightly. There's still politics, there's still whatever, but honestly, I don't want to have to buy a figure suit, don't have to worry about figure posing. I don't know, maybe I'll do both, we'll see. I'm considering doing the Sacramento Championships. It's in August of 2015. As you know, I'm doing the Smolov, if you follow my Instagram, I'm doing the Smolov squat program, which is to increase my personal record, which the way I'm monitoring that is a 1 rep max. So the highest amount of weight that I can squat for 1 rep. And I've completed my first week. I'm going on to my second week, which is like the preliminary portion of it, just kind of the warm-up, and then I go into, I think it's a 4-week thing, and then I check my PR, and then I do another session, and I'll be done by January 16th. So I'm excited about that, except I can't do any deadlifts with it, because it kind of isn't good to do that while you're squatting this type of program. So I'm missing my deadlifts, but I'll incorporate those back in after the 13 weeks of this, or 12 more weeks of this. And I'm just going to continue to work on hypertrophy, working out my upper body as well, and then I'll eventually start cutting for August. Maybe I'll do one sooner, it just depends on how sick of bulking I am. And yeah, so that's it for today, or for this portion of it, and I will see you next video.